Unravels.
Time to come clean.
Can't hide the truth.
Shake your hands, stir. Ready? Ding dong.
You poor lost lamb. By the Frostman of old. It all adds up. Seek within.
Time to come clean.
No more lies. Can't hide the truth. Branch into song.
Scratch. Sayona special. Derring.
For the everlasting forest. No more lies. The mystery unravels.
Let's see what you're made of.
It's been a few days since we said bye to the Still no news about Rerir, though. Where could he have slunk off to? If only he was gone for good. But with all the trouble he stirred up before, there's no way we've seen the last of him.
Hello! You must be the traveler in Paimon? Mr. Flint has been looking for you. Unfortunately, there's been a serious wild hunt attack over at the quarry.
The wild hunt? Oh, uh-oh. We better get over. Come on, let's go!
Try and stop me! I can barely sense any Kuvaki at all. This whole area feels like a soulless...
Looks like his appetite truly is insatiable. As if the power of that energy cannon wasn't enough.
He's not seriously still getting stronger? What's his endgame here?
Everyone's here already.
We've all been on high alert since we split up a few days back, expecting Rerir to strike again. But it's like he just vanished into thin air. No one has seen him nor found any trace of his presence. That is, until this morning, when a ratnik found signs of wild hunt activity while out here on patrol. As you can see, the Crystonite itself is physically intact.
And we're sure that Rerir, who else? He's the only one who could pull off a stunt like
Kuvaki loss has reached critical levels. Rerir of Solnari set to maximum threat level. Warning, unless de-escalation measures are taken soon, he will pose a threat beyond our ability.
Traveler, do you remember when we encountered Rerir just after there wasn't a shred of sanity left?
Yeah, didn't he shout out a bunch of names? Then he started raving about how... Oh, Paimon gets chills just thinking about it. Oh.
Last time we fought, we were already at a disadvantage. If he has such overwhelming strength, why would he suddenly go into
Yeah, if I were him and I wanted more Kuvaki, I'd just take it by force. Unless something went wrong. His whole resurrection thing didn't exactly go smoothly.
The other thing is, how does someone who's completely lost their mind still have the
Beats me.
According to certain medical studies, insanity does not always entail a complete loss of rationality. It may be that he is simply living in a world of his own.
That actually sounds about right. He was ranting away to himself the whole time, like he had zero interest in talking to us.
There are many unanswered questions here. He could be right under our noses, and we'd still be in the dark. Besides his name and title, we know little about him.
Exactly. And we wouldn't even know where to begin looking. Even Boss hadn't heard of the Rerir. I'd be willing to bet that even if we gathered together every scrap of intel in Nodcry, we still wouldn't find more.
So, if we do nothing, he'll just keep getting stronger. Last time we had Marionette and her big robo-buddy to help us. Oh, Paimon's head hurts just thinking about it.
Well, I do have a little hunch about his next move. Given that he attacked the quarry, I'd say it's likely he'll target other places rich in Kuvaki. Somewhere like the Eye of Krati, or the Pillar of Embla.
A perfectly reasonable hypothesis. However,
I agree, we should split up. Right now, Rerir's goal seems to be gathering Kuvaki, not...
Wait, why Hisi Island?
If I recall correctly, your largest goddess statue was carved from Kuvaki-rich ore, was it not?
That's right. Yes, it could well be a potential target of his.
Splitting up's always gonna be risky. But I guess we don't have much choice, right? And if we do run into Rerir, what then?
That's when you follow the third rule of treasure hunting. Run like the wind.
Didn't you say the third rule was go with the flow?
I don't know. Did I? Anyway, whatever. In this situation, go with the flow means go find back.
Agreed. If anyone finds so much as a trace of Rerir...
All right, we'd better get moving. Come on, Ineffa, let's go.
Any leads?
Nope. Diddly squat. No clues to where he might be hiding. It's like he's a ghost. It feels like we're sitting on a powder keg that could go off at any second. Oh, I hate this feeling. I'd rather face him head on than be left hanging like this.
So, you guys didn't find anything either?
Not loving the word either. How about you, Flints?
I questioned a few Ratniki and eventually narrowed my investigation down to one suspicious individual. But by the time I got to his place, he was almost as if he knew someone was on to him. Either that, or he's just extremely...
He's been biding his time for a while now. The question...
No idea. Since regaining his body, he seems to have lost all interest in the fragment in my possession.
All we can do now is hope that Aino and Anefa turn up some leads. Darn it, Rerir! If you've got the guts... Wait, he's actually here? I didn't mean it!
No, it's coming. Silver Moon Hall! The Lady Kutar might be in danger!
Let's get over there, quick! Why is he attacking the damselette? What's going on?
No time for questions. Stop him!
This is insane.
Yehuda, get Kutar out of here!
On it.
Look where your feeble light has gotten you. Now you shall plunge into darkness. Felindus, soon I will find a way.
Watch out!
barely made it out of there alive. What's that guy's deal? How'd he get so crazy strong?
He's a threat to this entire nation. I doubt his strength could even be measured by conventional standards.
I have a question. When me and Anefa showed up, we saw him chasing after this lady like he wanted her dead. What was that all about? We weren't there for the whole thing either.
Yeah, we didn't see how it all started. It all...
Kutar, can you shed any light?
Kutar. Cross-checking database. I see. So you're the one that the Frost Moon Scions refer to as the Moon Goddess?
Wait, she's the moon goddess? Oh, no wonder she looks just like all those statues. There are many reasons why people might worship the moon. And just as many why I've never met that person before. But there was no mistaking his deep-seated hostility to why he holds me in such contempt. I cannot say. But
Kutar.
There are many potential motives. For instance, you help the traveler escape his grasp. This could be his way. It is also possible that he covets the Kuvaki inside you and seeks to take it for his own. The list goes on. But right now, devising a counter-strategy should be our #1 priority. The likelihood of this location being discovered is close to...
A counter-strategy? But we don't stand a chance against an enemy like this. Surely our only option is to run. He's not gonna chase us to the end of the world, right? No, I can't say that. Come on, Yehoda.
running is our only option.
Huh?
You seem surprised. But what other choice do we have?
Well, I mean...
It's not too late. I can distract him, so you'll have plenty of time to make— Wait, what? You're gonna act— Doesn't that make sense? I'm the one he's after. There's no need for you to— A coyote doesn't stop for bypassers while it's howling at the What is it, Loma? The Frost Moon Scions have already grown accustomed to life without their goddess. My presence here is no longer essential, and this is not my home.
We can't just roll over and let him get away with this. That's not our...
Yeah. We can't just call it... Besides, she'd pretty much saved my life back there. If I just ditched her now, I'd never forgive myself.
We can't overlook that you have saved our lives multiple times now. To talk of returning the favor would be a little crass for my liking.
Rerir's true objective remains unclear. Even if we were to sacrifice Miss Kutar, there's no guarantee he would stop.
But...
Kutar, I know why you left the Frost Moon Scion so long ago. It was because people started they would make self-centered wishes. Forced. If it were me, I might have walked away too. But I believe that time can change everything. After much reflection, I've realized that this was never about whether any relationship based on need is purely transactional. What I truly hope is that you'll choose to stay, not out of you were born here, and now you've returned. Who knows? Perhaps it was the...
Thank you, Lauma. But my power is on the wane. I'm afraid I will be very well then.
Both times you saved us, we were transported across great distances in an instant. Is that...
It is, but I find it very draining. I barely managed to pull it off just now. And rejected by the world, my power is dwindling. Like a lake.
What do you mean, rejected by the world?
The 3 moons belonged to the ancient bygone era in which they came into being. From the moment I was born, the world itself, the 3 moons are not one and the same. As the goddess of the Frost Moon, I cannot wield the powers of the other 2. Yet moonlight has a way of blending together. Each can reflect the other's, but this method of recovery is painfully slow. If only we could...
It's the Wild Hunt!
Even faster than we expected. We'll have to finish this conversation later.
See how those Wild Hunt creatures are running away from us. They're likely just a scouting party.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get the...
Be silent.
The long sleep beckons.
Oh, they just keep coming! This is driving me nuts!
Rerir's closing in on us. We need to pick up the pace.
There's too many of them! And this time, we can't fall back on Kutar's help to escape. This goes on much longer.
Ultimatum protocol. Cleanup sequence initiated.
Beware the creatures of the night.
Receive my blessing. By the Frost Moon of old,
Preparing for dust up.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Be silent. Observe to dust. The long sleep veins.
Range into song.
Be silent. Night falls. Observe.
Receive my blessing.
Installation chamber deployed. Annihilation mode.
Range into song.
What's the matter? Bit off more than you could.
Who are you? Uncle Varka! You're back from Amsvartnir?
Whoa! You're Varka? Grand Master of the Knights of Favonian?
We could save the intros for later. Right now, let's get you all out of this hellhole.
Oh, is that where I think?
That's the one. Come on, move!
Wow! Where are we? This is...
Well, that goes without saying. This is the Knights of Favonius' meeting place in Nodcry, and a contact hub for the Northern Intelligence Network, aka the Black Market of Intel. No matter what faction you're with, it's the place to buy and sell information. As an expeditionary force on foreign soil, working with them has offered us the most effective way of getting our hands. Anyway, where were we? Folks from Nodcry should be pretty familiar with me by now. But I believe this is the first time. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Varka, Knight of Boreas, and Grand Master.
We've heard all about you. You look way younger than Paimon expected. But you definitely have...
Well, I'm no spring chicken. Just not definitely feeling some of that back pain today, though. Rushed back from Amsvartnir without a wink of sleep, only to get right into another fight with that freshly revived maniac.
Another? You mean you fought him before?
Yep. He wasn't nearly as strong back then, but he was still a formidable foe. I brought some of the knights along to give him a little surprise, but he saw us coming from a mile off. My squad took heavy injuries, and I barely made it out alive myself. We knew it might have been our last chance, so we staked everything on it. But still, it wasn't enough to stop him. I tried tracking him down afterwards, but he didn't leave a trace. Even in his unhinged mental state, he's as cautious as... So, I decided to come find you. And as luck would have it, turned up to find you being ambushed by the wild...
Is that why he's been frantically absorbing Guvaki these past few days? Because he
Maybe I'm part of the equation, but even if I weren't, I'm sure he'd still be gathering power. He's clear...
Note to self. Uncle Varka's strength rating...
Guess it's my turn to ask questions now. So, what exactly has been happening in Nodcry? Why has the Wild Hunt returned in humanoid form?
That's a long story, but I'll try to make it quick.
Wow, I had no idea so much had happened. Sounds like you guys have really been through it. So, the Kutar is actually a Fatui Harbinger. And all this Wild Hunt activity in Nodcry is the work of the Rerir of Solnari, one of the 5 sinners. That's a lot to take in.
I'm truly sorry. You stood with us against the Wild Hunt and did everything you could to stop it from escalating and—
You've got nothing to apologize for, Miss Moonchanter. You can plan 100 steps ahead and still slip up. That's just life. No one knows what tomorrow holds. And, to be perfectly honest, I can't say I'm surprised. For all the times we've defeated the Wild Hunt, but now that a new variable...
A new variable? You mean...
Who else? And in a strange way, I think his... That said, while I know is explaining...
You mean about our mystery ally?
That's right. From what you've said, not only did they lead you straight to some key files, they also shielded I don't know who or what could pull something like that off. Heck, even Miss Columbine...
I hadn't heard the story about those files. Would you mind repeating their titles for me?
Wild Hunt Phenomena Log, a Nodcrian Ratnik's Field Journal, and...
Oh. No.
Another dead end. Guess all we can do... Still, it's safest to assume they won't be intervening again. Your intel also explains something else I've been wondering about. The reason I led my team to AMS, but once we looked into it, it turned out to be a red herring. I don't know who was behind it. I doubt it's by chance that he happened to make his comeback while my attention was diverted. And from everything you told me, it sounds like his scheming began well before his return. So maybe luring me away was all a part of his plan. But is it even possible that he orchestrated all of this by himself? The Moon Maiden and the Raker of Solnari. Nodcry of all places. The way everything is unfolding, it can't be a coincidence.
So, what do we do now? Got any idea?
Right now, we've got at least 3 things to consider. Let's go through them one. First, we need to figure out how to take down Rerir. If we can't beat him in a straight-up fight, the rest won't even matter. To my knowledge, the bulk of Nodcry's fighting force is already gathered here. But even with everyone united, we're still...
What if there was a way to tap into a new power?
How so?
Have you thought of something, Columbina?
3 moons once watched over this world. The Eternal Moon was the largest. They say that back then, the 3 moon goddesses wielded immense power. I now bear the Frost Moon's power, and the Eternal Moon's marrow resides within the Traveler.
Hold on. Are you suggesting...
The iridescent moon.
That's right. If we can find the iridescent moon's marrow, I will be able to...
The 3 moons are said to stir the tides and illuminate all things.
According to my analysis, the solution is feasible. However, it is subject to one major condition. How do we locate the iridescent moon's marrow?
I know a way, but we will need to visit the Fatui's Experimental Design Bureau.
The Experimental Design Bureau? Are you saying we need to involve Marionette?
Yes. I must speak with Sandra.
It's a long way from here to the Experimental Design Bureau. There's a high chance you'll be spotted. You shouldn't go.
Then that's settled. Next up, our second priority. As you saw for yourselves, when he was still in his Wild Hunt form, people's obsessions often reveal their greatest vulnerabilities. There must be a reason why he despised. The Wild Hunt has plagued Nodcry for centuries now. If we want to stop it for good,
It's true. We still know very little about... If Kuthar hadn't given us that lead, we wouldn't even know his name.
But where would we even start? I doubt even the Intel Queen of Nodcry has a clue, and she has info coming out of her ears.
Oh? That's a rather hasty conclusion for someone who's so painstakingly meticulous when...
Ah, she heard me.
Boss! What are you doing here?
I'm now asking myself the same question. I received a letter from a humble knight of Favonius, requesting a meeting to discuss a major business deal.
Details. Since his failed ambush, I've been racking my brains trying to come up with a plan to fight Rerir. We can't do this without the Curatorium, but I knew it'd be a tough job to win you over. So, I took the liberty of reaching out for...
Wait a sec. How did you even hear about this place, Nefer? Didn't you say this is meant to be the Knights of Favonius' meeting spot? And a contact hub for the Northern Intelligence Network?
You really think he could have gotten settled in Nodcry without my help? Besides, I'm the one running this gig. Of course I know where the meeting place is.
Allow me to introduce the current head of the Northern Intelligence Network. If it's intel you're after, she's your woman. Pretty much.
Please spare me the flattery. Let's cut to the chase. Seems like you've run in. Well, this certainly qualifies as an unforeseen crisis.
So you're just going to sit this one out?
Why should I get involved? What could possibly be in it for me?
What if we told you we can't do this without you?
Oh? Then I'd say you'd better make it worth my while.
I can't put a price on something like this. It's just not in my nature. But then again, if you insist on compensation, I will pay you. Consider this.
You just don't give up, do you? Too bad. I know you well enough to know you can't afford my prices. The riskier the job, the more it'll cost. And a moon chanter's stipend isn't exactly generous. Unless you're planning to—
boss, just a thought. If they come up short, maybe things got really dangerous during the fight with Rerir. If this girl hadn't saved me, I'd be ley line fodder by now. If there's any way we can make this work, I'd really like to help her.
This is why I'm always telling you never accept favors. They are the hardest debts to repay. You have to be careful who you get involved with, or you invite all kinds of misfortune. Very well. Yehoda, I will. Flynn's. That fragment that Rerir was after.
Of course.
Let me borrow it. I need it to follow up on some
Wait, you actually—
Shh. This is top secret information.
I get it. We all have things we'd rather keep to ourselves. Plus, I know we can count on you. And that brings me to the third and final item. We need to find a way to distract him. I'm in for this part, no matter what. Anyone coming with?
Count me in.
Come off it, you two! Quit playing! I'm way ahead of you here. Nefa did a scan of the Moon Goddess's Kuvaki signature, and once they're ready, we'll deploy the decoys across Nagcry. So—
I like it. Genius idea.
no biggie.
All right then, we'll split into 3 teams. Once your team has finished their mission, return here and wait for the others.
Lady Damselette. Wait. And you two? What are you— We've been doing our best to mind our own business lately. But if you're just gonna waltz up here like this, you're serious—
Huh! You really think that—
We're not looking for any trouble. I just want to see some—
Do I need to remind you that you're still a wanted feud out of consideration for our former ties and the
Let them in.
But—
Are you going to make me repeat that?
no.
Sandrone seems to be in a good mood. Must be maintenance day.
So tell me, to what do I owe the honor this— Actually, before you answer that, just so we're clear, we're not colleagues anymore, Columbina.
I promise it's nothing big.
It seems like you've gotten the wrong idea here. The only reason I let you in was because I was bored. It seemed like a way to kill some time and whatever miscalculations I may or may not have made in the past.
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino.
What?
Huh? You mean the knave?
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino. Is she in Nodcry?
No, she's not. Once the work on this facility was completed, she went back with the Rooster and Regrator. The only ones in Nodcry are me and— What is it you need to speak to her about?
Rerir is hunting me. If I'm going to face him, I must first retrieve the lost. Is that a no, then?
As if I need reminding. I was this close to settling things with him before someone decided to whisk me away to the...
Have you held any tea parties lately?
Tea parties? Yeah, obviously. You don't seriously think we'd pack it all in just because you aren't here. If anything, they've been more eventful than ever. Just me, Arlecchino, and a bunch of insolent, insensitive guests who won't stop asking where you've gone. Oh, they've been a real joy.
I bet you served them the worst tea you have. Just like you used to do to me when I upset you.
Who cares about how good the tea is when there's no one around to drink it? I keep losing people. First Rosaline, now you. I'm running out of people who can make me laugh. Honestly, what could be more ridiculous than a multi-centenarian goddess who's only ever had the plain herbal tea she received as offerings?
You'd always brew a different type of tea for me each time. Was it really just to see how I'd react?
Well, duh. Why else? Watching you squirm was practically my only form. Oh, yeah. And Capitano sometimes used to bring Tartaglia around, too. But I guess we won't be seeing him again. Well, I guess we are overdue for a get-together. Polonia! Have Febronia pass a message to Arlecchino for me. It's time for tea. Will suffice.
Pass along a message for me, too, if you would. My body cannot contain the marrow of 2 moons, so I'll be leaving one of them in her care.
Excuse me? Who said you were on the guest list? If my tea meant that much to you, maybe quitting the Fatui wasn't. Back when you were under the Tsaritsa's protection, no one would have dared come at you so openly.
But that protection didn't come for free. In fact, I paid dearly for it. At the end, I just got tired, that's all. I never wanted any part in their grand ambitions, and I've had enough of being treated like a bottomless supply of power. It brings back memories from the old days, when I was still worshipped as the moon goddess. Centuries on, it may be a different group of people.
I figured you'd leave eventually. You didn't have as much of a reason to stay as I do. The Tsaritsa gave you shelter and protection, but that was it. Nothing more, nothing less. Meanwhile, the Fatui demanded everything from you in return. I get why you left. And frankly, I have no interest in dragging you back but if you keep hanging around with this riffraff, the next time we cross paths, we might be enemies for real.
Guess that's our cue to leave.
That might be your plan. But it sounds like someone else wants you to stay a little long.
Huh? What do you mean?
Listen.
My lady, it's the Wild Hunt. A horde of monsters is headed straight for the facility.
Another uninvited guest trying to crash my tea party. Clear the area. I'll handle this.
Wait, what? You want us to leave you here by yourself?
You'll be lucky to make it out of this alive. You really think you can afford to worry about... Go on, get out of here. You may have stopped Polonia from crushing him last time, but I've made sure that won't happen again. The entire Experimental Design Bureau is rigged for war. Stay and watch if you want, but it'll be at your own risk. Don't tell me what to do!
Look, if you're leaving, make it quick. Or you'll just get in my way. There's a secret passage. Stare all you want, Columbina. You're not getting another invitation.
I know. But thank you anyway.
This is exactly why you shouldn't hang around with those people. All their melodrama and sentimental nonsense is rubbing off on you. Come on then, Mr. Rerir. Let's pick up where we left off. It's your Wild Hunt monstrosities versus my beautiful creations. Let's see who comes out on top. Polonia, get him! I've upgraded Polonia again since our last encounter, and uploaded every last scrap of your data. So let's finish this, once and for...
She's not here. Where did she go?
Hey, over here!
Curse it. Moon, go. Keep searching. She cannot have gotten...
So this is your method for investigating Rerir's past?
Good deduction. But it's quite a different affair from what you're used to with the
Whoa! First time I've ever been in here. Boss always said it was off limits, so I picked... Oh, I guess this must be Sumero decor? That's where Boss is from. And that nice shopkeeper who sold me my treasure company.
I'm not sure exactly what you've got planned, but it looks
Whenever we wish. But for some reason, I've got a feeling I've never faced Rerir myself. But from what you've told me, his power is beyond anything I could imagine. I, on the other hand, am just an ordinary businesswoman. Our paths should never have crossed, yet here I am, forced to make an enemy of him.
If you ask me, you're about as far from ordinary as it gets. So what are you saying? You're getting cold feet?
Once I take a job, there's no backing out. Still, I have to ask myself if the power I'm relying on will even work on an opponent of this caliber. And also how to make sure I come out of this alive if things spiral out of control. Death is the one thing we can take for granted. It is the great equalizer, however fortunate or unfortunate we may
Come on, boss. Lighten up. Quit talking about death.
For once, I agree with you. When you're up against a foe like Rerir, there's no such thing as Is there anything I can do to help?
That won't be necessary. I've already made up my mind. Time to cash in a precious favor I've been saving for a rainy day. Yehoda, I need you to find someone for me. The sooner the better.
Fine.
That shady merchant who sold you an overpriced treasure compass the other day.
Come on, boss. You're pulling my leg again. In what way is she shady? She showed up when I was complete. Anyway, I know who you're talking about. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Quit dragging me. I genuinely can't run any further.
Hey, aren't you?
What is it? What's the big rush? You dragged me out of a dream where I was literally swimming in Mora. I'm charging double my usual attendance fee. See, look how easygoing she is. After that rude awakening, she could have completely snapped at us. But instead, she kept it together and just
Dori Sangama Bay? I never would have pictured you.
If you want to make it big in Nodcry, it's all about connections. Lady Nefer just so happens to have a lot of intel. It was back when I first arrived in Nodcry. My trusty assistant, and wouldn't you know it, that's when I suddenly find myself in a... I've been giving her a 30% discount off all of my goods ever since. Now, so that no one here feels left out, plus any other friends you send my way will enjoy 10% off. What can I say? The great Lord Sangama Bay is nothing. So, let me guess. You've run into some trouble. I've got...
You guessed correctly. What have you...
The one type of gear I've never been short on. What are you looking for? A jetpack? At the very least, I need to know what kind of opponent you're dealing with here.
What if I told you it's someone with the power to bring a nation to its knees?
Is that so? Then we really are talking top-shelf treasures. I don't have anything like that in stock right now.
Your supply?
A powerful woman, make no mistake. I can't reveal her identity, but luckily for you, I hear she's planning. If you're willing to wait, I can ask her when she's here. Can't say.
Then let me put it another way. What would you do if you encountered an enemy like that? Roll over and
Of course not! I have a handy little trinket from one of my generous suppliers, which... Hold on. What exactly are you getting at? No, no! This is for my person.
Let's just say I'm borrowing it, all right? Just for insurance purposes. Favors are the worst kind of debt to...
Fine. You can borrow it for 5 days. No, make that 3. And for every extra hour after that, I'm charging you 1,000,000 mora. Deal?
Deal.
What a way to start the day. Now, was there anything else you wanted? Or can I go back to bed now?
That will be all. Take care now. Don't trip up on your way.
See you later! You're my favorite shopkeeper.
Excellent. Everything is well and truly ready. The ceremony can now begin. After initiating the ceremony, your minds will follow me wherever I go. You will see many strange things in your mind's eye. So remember, don't be frightened, and don't make a sound. Now then, let us peer into the Rerir of Solnari's past. I made it. I don't recognize this style of architecture. Must be Conrian. Simple furnishings, table and chairs. It's a more ordinary house than I might have expected. Looks like the fearsome Rerir of Solnari came from surprisingly humble beginnings. Unless this passed for luxury in Conria. Unlikely. It was said to be a very prosperous nation in its heyday. Anyway, I'll keep it.
Hi, Rerir. Since you're working extra hours tonight, I thought I'd keep myself busy by checking out that new kebab shop. I've heard good things about their menu. I'll test it out, and if it's as good as everyone's saying, let's go back together sometime. P.S. New stash from the Universitas Magistrorum. I brought some goodies home. A few teacups and...
They didn't sign their name. But they must have been close. Sounds like they were living together.
I went over to Joseph's for drinks today. They have a fine collection, but I went alone. Thelindis was tied up with something and couldn't make it. Joseph asked why I came alone, but I didn't really have an answer. He then went on to, but if he invites me again, chances are I'd still go.
Thelindis. That's the same name Rerir meant.
Crane imports keep falling. If things don't pick up, we'll soon be back to meat and mushrooms only. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of that new type of mushroom everyone's been into lately. Didn't it start out as a... I don't care if it's an impressive feat of alchemy. That just isn't the kind of thing I like to eat.
Grain has to be imported, and they're eating a diet of mostly meat and mushrooms. Could it be because Conria is underground? So that would explain why they use so much stone in their buildings. They even use alchemically modified strains for food. Seems like the people of Conria don't have many options when it comes to dining.
I've just about saved up enough now. Time to buy it and keep it somewhere safe.
Making a big purchase. He's a professional. No wonder he's so good at covering his tracks. Despite what he's become, it seems like he's retained certain habits, at least in this regard. Did Rerir rip it out himself?
Before I met you, I was convinced that my heart was nothing more than the burial place of a fallen moon. A withered, windless grove where the waters rested forever unrippled. It was you who helped me see that my heart hadn't entirely withered away.
This is just trivial sentimentality from the looks of it. Why would he go to the trouble of the burial place of a fallen moon?